Holy Father John Paul II used to call the culture of death. It is the contraceptive mentality that permeates our culture. It is not the view of God, one that glorifies God and sets heaven as the ultimate goal. It is a view that puts self and personal happiness as the supreme. The view that looks at children as burdens instead of blessings. A view that takes God out of the equation, but also our own lack of knowledge about what our Catholic faith teaches and how to live a Catholic lifestyle can block our vision of what marriage can be. What we all live in this culture. Setting our sights on heaven is like starting a pilgrimage on a long journey. You could also say it's like learning to play an instrument. Some folks will be prodigies and others will have special gifts. These will be the folks like St. Teresa of the Little Flower who used to have a heavenly vision from an early age onward. The rest of us have to practice. So how do we live a sacramental marriage? You have to give your life to it. Itzhak Perlman is a violinist extraordinaire. He's just amazing what he can do with the violin. He had polio at age 4, and he really became the best violinist out there. The thing about him, though, is that he would always give a concert, and then after the concert, there'd be a meet and greet, and there'd be people coming up to him and telling him how nice a job he did. And one of the times that he had people coming up to him, this woman came up to him and said, "Oh, Mr. Perlman, you play so great. I would give anything to play like you." And he said, "Would you give your life for it?" Because that's really what he did. He practiced his whole life to be able to have the joy of playing like that. You look at the people who are now in the Winter Olympics, as I see snow falling outside. They practice. How many times did those figure skaters fall on their butts to get to where they are? How much pain did they go through to get to the point where they're really good? And so you have to give your life to it. The only way that you're going to be able to become good at something is to practice. And then once you get done practicing, you can enjoy your ability to do such good things. And right now, I think we're in the enjoying part of our marriage. We enjoy each other's company a great deal. I love mine. It's also a vocation. Marriage is as much of a vocation as the priesthood, sisterhood, or single life. A vocation is a call to holiness in a specific state of life. Either we submit our sexuality to the Lord through chastity and singleness in the consecrated life or holy orders, or we submit our sexuality to Him in chastity within marriage. There's no double standard. God is holy and He wants His children to be holy also.
Now, this isn't necessarily easy, and we all come to marriage with our various handicaps and problems. Our handicap was that Peter and I were both the victims of poor catechesis in junior high and high school. Consequently, we did not live our faith in early marriage, although we never totally drifted away from the church. Yet we were able to turn that around and have a rich, full, sacramental married life. But it took patience and it took God's grace. My first experience with childbirth was a turning point for me. I can remember being in the delivery room, having one painful contraction after the other, and then I can remember the nurses rushing into the room and flipping me on my left side and putting the oxygen mask on me as my baby's heart rate went down. And I was just crying out to God, "Oh God, please save me and save my baby." And at that same instant, I felt like such a hypocrite because I hadn't really prayed to God in years. That incident was the beginning of our renewed acquaintanceship, and we've been on speaking terms ever since. Now, it wasn't, I'd like to tell you, but it wasn't the St. Paul type of experience. It took a long time, and I'm still working on it, and Peter and I are still working on it together. Trying to be holy, especially when it's not in your nature, is hard work. I remember one day, in particular, about 10 days or so ago, or 10 days ago, well, maybe it was. It was 10 years ago, and I think, Sam, you'll remember this, when my kids were younger, and I was trying desperately to turn my home into one of loving warmth and goodness, like I pictured the Holy Family having in Nazareth. The only problem was that none of my children was Jesus Christ. Instead, the children I had fidgeted during prayer and fought over everything from school supplies to food. One of them twirled his rosary in the air during the sorrowful mysteries. Not you, Sam. And another couldn't remember anything from that morning's religion lesson. And they were always punching, pulling, tugging, and annoying each other in what I now recognize as a clear case of testosterone toxicity. And screamed as his brother stopped, intentionally or otherwise, on his foot. I think that was you, Sam. I had it. I want a holy family, damn it, I bellowed. And my kids still tease me about that. You have to start with a relationship with God as individuals, as an individual person, and then as a couple. You have to have time for private prayer and for meditation. As a couple, now when Father said that praying could be the most intimate thing you've ever done, it's really true. And I would say for Peter and I, that was true. I always felt really naked and vulnerable when we were trying to pray together. Recently, we've started to try to pray the liturgy the hours together for morning prayer because it's already there. You can read it together, and it sparks conversation from that. Although I have to tell you, my husband has become very good at spontaneous prayer over the years. He's really good at it. Pray the rosary, and I did want to tell you that there is a place online where you can take your wedding flowers and send them into petals, and they will grind that down into a mortar, and they will make rosaries out of that. So if that's something that would help you to remember to say the rosary, you might be interested in that. Say grace together before meals. You know, when you guys get married, before you have kids, you're still your own little family. So go ahead and say grace together. And even when you go out together, that's a great witness for the people around you, and it'll help you to really, feel like a Christian, that you're out there for Christ. Participate in the sacraments, particularly the Eucharist and confession. And then as you get older and your kids start going through the sacraments, we're going to be blessed this year to have our 14-year-old go through confirmation. And that's always a blessing for our family. Go to Mass every week as a couple if you can. And if you can't, try to go for a weekday Mass. The weekday Masses have a real different feel to them from the big Masses on the weekend. And I like it a little bit better in a lot of ways. Go to a post-Cana weekend or another kind of retreat together. Now, by the time we came back to our Catholic faith, we had little kids, so it was hard for us to get away for a retreat. But there's lots of good books and magazines and websites that you can visit that will help strengthen you as a Catholic man or a Catholic woman, a Catholic husband, a Catholic wife. Listen to good CDs, and there's things you can download on your MP3 player too to help you as you're driving to work. You can say the rosary, or you can listen to an inspirational talk.
It says tapes in our thing, that kind of ages us.
Yeah. I practiced the last night because you can't say tapes.
You gotta say 78 records.
Seek out holy friends. So as you grow in holiness, that'll come, okay? But I would say if you're trying to be holy and you're still hanging out with guys who like to drink and go to the strip club, maybe not so much. Maybe you need to start looking for friends that are more like-minded. And watch for the items that come into your home, and Peter will talk about that a little bit later. Make your home a true domestic church. Now, I mentioned earlier that my mother was buying me all this religious stuff, and I kept it in the closet for years. And when I reverted back to my Catholic faith, I couldn't wait to pull that stuff out and start using it. That 3-foot resurrection cross now has a prominent place in our dining room. And after the stillbirth of our 6th child, I felt a real need to be surrounded by the presence of Mary and baby Jesus. So I started ordering prints and statues on eBay, which was a lot of fun for the kids because these packages would come and I couldn't remember what was in them when we got to open them. But Peter thought I was turning into Mrs. Grismer, but yet he dutifully framed all the beautiful prints that I got.
Mrs. Grismer is the Catholic store down in Akron.
Yeah.
Downtown, just in case any of you guys don't know who Mrs. Grismer is.
So, to make a domestic church, live the liturgical year, and you guys are going to have a great opportunity because who knows what Wednesday is? Ash Wednesday, right. So make up your mind. You're going to go to church on Wednesday. You're going to get your ashes. You're going to fast that day. You're going to fast on Good Friday. You're going to think of all these meatless meals that you can make up on every Friday during Lent. And don't just, throw it away like, well,